What's up everybody, blessed be, my name is Mannun and you are watching Witch in the Working, where we will be discussing all things witchy in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. Please visit me on my other platforms as well, including Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, all linked down in the description below. The full script of this video and most of the others is available on my Patreon account for download if desired. So, in the very heart of every home lies the kitchen. This is a place of warmth, amazing meals, and culinary creativity and magic. Looking back through the years and reminiscing on the hundreds of gatherings I've attended at fellow witches' homes, every one of these events had a common gathering point that everyone would congregate to. And as you most likely have already guessed, it was the kitchen. Some way, somehow, everyone would start in the family room and ultimately end up standing around chatting in the kitchen or dining room, the hearth of the home, so to speak. This is no mere coincidence, as we will learn more in the upcoming video. The kitchen can be a sacred space where magic and tradition spiral together, creating a unique style of witchcraft known as kitchen witchery. In this episode of Witch in the Working, we're going all in discussing this particular craft and hopefully even getting you on board with a little kitchen witchery yourself. So without further ado, grab yourself a cold one or warm one, whatever you want, and let's get cooking. So roll intro. Welcome back everyone. So what is kitchen witchery? Many times referred to as kitchen witchcraft or culinary magic, kitchen witchery is a form of witchcraft that zooms in on using food, spices, and cooking as a foundation for magical practices and rituals. It utilizes combining your average everyday cooking endeavors with magical intention, energy, and a sprinkle of the mysterious. From brewing up a concoction of tea with healing energies to baking bread, cakes, or pies with the intentions and purpose of prosperity, kitchen witchery is all about grasping the natural magic of ingredients and the act of cooking to bring about desired outcomes magically. Kitchen witchery is an amazing and powerful twisting together of the old and the new, the magical and the mundane, if you will. It's an honoring of recognition of food, tradition, and the magic and mystery that exists on our everyday existence. For anyone just starting out, or if you're an old long-time ringer of witchcraft like myself, the kitchen gives us a unique sacred area to journey, create, and manifest. So let's take a deeper dive into kitchen witchery and turn our kitchen space into a place where we're not just cooking, but conjuring as well. Throughout the centuries, the kitchen has been a heartwarming, loving gathering place in most all cultures, societies, and traditions. In times of old, the hearth or the kitchen fire was the epicenter of the homestead, providing comfort, warmth, and full bellies of contentment. Families and friends would gather around it, congregated all together, sharing stories and tales, sometimes passing down traditions of the old ways to children and connecting with one another over snacks and meals. The hearth wasn't just a physical space to prepare the cooking and consume it, but it was also a representation of the foundation of home, family, and friends. In many early pagan and native cultures around the world, hell, even in this day and age, preparing food was and can be still today seen as a type of sacred ritual. Ingredients, herbs, and spices were chosen with care, and blessings and chants were often said before, during, and after cooking the magical concoctions, whatever they may be. The kitchen became a space where the blurred lines between the mundane and the magical melded together, where everyday tasks transformed into inspiration, intentions, and spiritual journeys of mystical sorcery. In ancient Greece, the goddess Hestia presided over the hearth and was honored and worshipped with the first and last libations during any feast that was partaken of. Her sacred flame, kept alive in the heart of the city, symbolized the community's prosperity and unification. Likewise, in ancient Rome, the Lares, protective deities of the household, were thought to inhabit the hearth of homes. Families would offer the Lares daily libations, making sure their blessings and protection over the home remained consistent and strong. In early pagan ways of life, the hearth held a place of reverence and honoring. It wasn't wasn't just an area of physical warmth, but also a watchtower of spirituality. The ancient Celts, for example, celebrated Samhain, marking the end of the harvest season. During this celebration, all hearth fires were extinguished and then relit once again from a sacred flame that was shared by the community. This community sharing symbolized unity and the concept of the eternal flame of life. Norse traditions honored the hearth as well. It was a common custom to carve runic symbols into cooking tools and utensils, conjuring in protection, prosperity, and love. To them, cooking was seen as a sacred ritual, with each ingredient carefully chosen for its magical properties and the magical intention it held within its essence. As time rolled on and evolved, so did the practices of the kitchen witch. During the Middle Ages, witches and herbalists were a hot commodity and sought after for their knowledge and know-how of healing brews and potions. These magical peoples held a sacred and powerful understanding of plants and herbs and natural world around them. They embraced and utilized this knowledge to heal, protect, and bless, amongst many other actions they were often propositioned to do. However, the rise of the burning times across Europe cast a darkness over these practices, which the majority were for the most part benign in nature. A lot of the workings and traditions that tied in with kitchen witchery were forced underground. These practices passed down secretly from one generation to the next. In today's day and age, with the resurrection of interest in witchcraft and other occult practices, kitchen witchery has undergone a renewal. Today it's practiced as a mixture of folklore, herbalism, and culinary art, with kitchen witches around the globe honoring the ancient traditions while adding their own unique spices to the game, no pun intended. In today's supersonic world, where meals are often thrown together last minute and cooking can feel like just another chore, kitchen witchery has given us a new outlook to mindfulness and intentionality. It encourages us to slow down and smell the roses, to take in and experience the process, and to reconnect with the magic that exists in this everyday existence. It's a reminder that food is not just nutrition and energy for our bodies, but also a gift from Mother Earth herself, screaming with energy and power. More than that, kitchen witchery is something everyone can do. On the contrary, while some of us may not be able to perform elaborate rituals or obtain expensive magical tools, most all of us have a kitchen we can work in and basic ingredients to cook up some magic. It's a type of magic that celebrates simplicity, creativity, and the beauty of the everyday. In the realm of the magical and the shadows of mystery, where the veil between the mundane and the magical is thin, lies the heart of kitchen witchery. This age-old practice, with its foundations in tradition and folklore, is not just about cooking, but about saturating every culinary act with intention, energy, and a touch of magic. Let's delve into some of the core principles of kitchen witchery. A lot of us who walk these mysterious paths inevitably have a sacred space we practice in. At the very base of kitchen witchery is the understanding that the kitchen is not just a place for preparing meals, but a sacred space. It's an altar or a temple where the elements of earth, air, fire, and water come alive in a dance of creation and magic. Every pot stirred, every herb sprinkled is an act of consecration, a ritual or spell that encompasses the mysteries and the routine of our existence. One of the most important principles of kitchen witchery is the power of intention. It's the energy and purpose you empower into your culinary creations. Whether you're brewing a cup of tea for relaxation or baking a loaf of bread to bring prosperity, it's the intention behind the deed that transforms it from the same old to magical. Mindfulness also squeezes in a crucial role in this practice. It's about being present in the moment, in the now, if you will, really feeling and focusing on every chop, every stir, and every aroma. It's about listening to the whispers of the ingredients, understanding their energies, and harmonizing them in a symphony of flavors and intentions. Each and every ingredient in kitchen witchery carries its own special energy and magic as well. Basil, for instance, is known for its protective properties, while rosemary is precious for its ability to enhance memory and concentration, amongst many other things. Truly knowing the magical properties and correspondences of the different ingredients allows a kitchen witch to create dishes that not only tickle the taste buds, but also heal, protect, and bless, for instance. In kitchen witchery, the elements of earth, air, fire, and water are very important and always lurking around every corner. The crackling fire that bakes the bread, the water that boils the broth, the earthy ingredients that nourish, and the airy steam that carries the aroma, all play a pivotal role in the culinary ritual. Each element carries its own unique energy and importance. Fire, for instance, represents transformation and passion, while water symbolizes emotions and intuition. By understanding and embracing the powers of these elements, a kitchen witch can intensify the magic of their culinary creations threefold. By embracing these principles, you can reconstruct the simple act of cooking into a ritual of love, intention, and magic, creating and conjuring dishes that nourish the body, soul, and spirit. The art of kitchen witchery is as much about the space you create as it is about the spells you cast. A kitchen imbued with magic can become a temple room, a place where cooking is a ritual, with every ingredient being a sacred offering. But how does one transform a mundane kitchen into a sacred area of witchery? Let's delve into these steps to set up your very own magical kitchen. So, cleansing and consecrating your kitchen space. As many of us know, before you start walking with any magical journey, it's very important to cleanse and consecrate the space. This process banishes any lingering negative energies and sets the intention for the kitchen to be a place of magic, mystery, and nourishment. Start by physically cleaning your kitchen. There's even tons of natural cleaners you can create magically. You can find all over the place online and in books. Then use sage, palo santo, or incense to smudge the area, allowing the smoke to work its way through every corner, nook, and cranny. As you're doing this, visualize any negative energies being broken apart and banished out of your existence. Now, light a white candle and place it in the center of your kitchen. As the flame dances, set your intention for that space. You might say a chant or a prayer asking for protection, abundance, and positive energy, for instance. A kitchen witch's toolbox is a mixture of the mundane and the magical. While pots and pans are a necessity, there are in fact other tools that hold special importance as well. Cauldrons have ancient roots often associated with the womb of the goddess, symbolizing birth, death, and rebirth. They've been used throughout various cultures for rituals, spells, and divination throughout the hundreds of years. These often black pots are perfect for brewing potions, making herbal infusions, or even just cooking a hearty stew. When used in rituals, the cauldron can hold water, herbs, or fire, serving as a vessel for transformation. The mortar and pestle is something every witch should own. It's been used since ancient times, not just for culinary purposes, but also for medicinal and magical preparations. This tool is ideal for grinding and blending herbs, spices, and resins. As you grind, you can infuse your ingredients with specific intentions, making the act both practical and meditative. Wooden spoons are another essential little gem that you should have in your witchy kitchen toolbox. It's a common practice to carve or paint them with runes or symbols to enhance their magical properties. They're perfect for stirring pots with purpose and intention. Wood, being a natural element, has always been believed to hold unique energies, hence the 9 sacred woods so many of us see throughout the occult practices and literature. These spoons in particular have been used in various cultures for both cooking and ritualistic purposes. A book of shadows has been used by witches and magicians throughout history to record spells, rituals, and magical knowledge. Some may call this a grimoire as well, yet I disagree on the term being used interchangeably. For a better explanation, see my video up here and also link down in the description below about grimoires and books of shadows. A kitchen witch might have a special book dedicated to recipes, both mundane and magical. This source becomes a treasured compilation of family recipes, herbal remedies, and special dishes crafted for spells, rituals, and celebrations. Chalices are often associated with the element of water and are used in many spiritual and religious ceremonies to hold sacred liquids. In kitchen witchery, a chalice can hold wine, water, or any other beverage being blessed or charged with intention. It can also be used in rituals to honor deities, especially those associated with fertility, love, or the moon. A kitchen altar is a central focus for your magical workings. It's a sacred area where you can place symbols, crystals, and herbs and other items that resonate with your craft. Choose a spot, perhaps a windowsill or a corner of a countertop. Place a cloth or mat as the base. This can be a color that corresponds with a particular Sabbath, season, or magical intention you're doing at the time. Add items like candles, crystals like clear quartz for amplifying energy or rose quartz for love, for instance, bowls of salt and or water, and symbols of deities you resonate with. Change and rearrange your altar as you see fit, especially with the changing seasons or revolving intentions. The amazing thing about kitchen witchery is that even the most mundane and common used items can be reinstated as magical. Your spice rack, for instance, is a treasure trove of magical herbs. Label each jar with both its culinary and magical properties and correspondences. Your knives can be used to cut away negative energies, and your strainer can symbolize the act of filtering out negativity. Preparing your magical kitchen is a deeply personal journey. It's all about conjuring up a space that resonates with your energy, intentions, and style. Remember, the most crucial ingredients in any kitchen witch's repertoire is intention. Infuse every act, every dish, and every corner of your kitchen with your desires, and you'll have a space that's not just magical, but also deeply nourishing. In the world of kitchen witchery, cooking is more than just a means to satisfy hunger. It's a magical act where ingredients are chosen not just for their flavors, but also for their energetic properties. Each dish, each brew is crafted with intention, turning the act of eating into a sacred ritual. Let's look into some magical recipes that bring together culinary art with mystical intent. This is a humble little recipe called moon milk, and it can be used for a peaceful sleep. The ingredients are milk, which can be dairy or plant-based, honey for sweetness and its healing properties, lavender for its calming effects, and chamomile, an herb renowned for promoting relaxation. Begin by warming the milk gently on the stove. As it warms, add a spoonful of honey and the dried lavender and chamomile. Stir the mixture clockwise, focusing on your intention of peaceful, restful sleep. As you stir, visualize the warm, golden energy of the moon infusing the milk. Once done, strain the herbs and pour the milk into a mug. Sip slowly before bedtime, letting its calming energies lull you into a deeper slumber. The next recipe is a type of protection salt. The ingredients are sea salt, a powerful cleanser and protector, rosemary for protection and purification, black pepper to ward off negativity, and basil to dispel bad luck and attract good vibes. In a mortar and pestle, combine the sea salt with the herbs. As you grind them together, focus on your intention of protection and warding off negativity. Visualize a protective barrier forming around you. Once thoroughly mixed, store the protection salt in a jar. Sprinkle it around your home's entrance or use it in cooking to infuse your meals with protective energy. This last demonstration is a love potion tea. The ingredients are rose petals, a symbol of love and passion, hibiscus to attract love and lust, honey to sweeten the interactions, and cinnamon for warmth and attraction. In a teapot, combine the rose petals, hibiscus, and a stick of cinnamon. As the tea brews, focus on your intention of love, whether it's self-love, romantic love, or platonic love. Visualize your heart chakra, located in the center of your chest, glowing with a warm pink light. Once the tea is steeped, pour it into a cup, adding honey to taste. Sip the tea, letting its loving energies fill you from within. In the ever-turning wheel of the year, nature undergoes a rhythmic transformation. From the budding flowers of spring to the golden hues of autumn, each season brings its own magic. For the Kitchen Witch, these shifts are not just meteorological, but deeply spiritual. The changing seasons and the Sabbats that mark them play a pivotal role in the culinary and magical practices of the Kitchen Witch. The Wheel of the Year is a pagan concept that divides the year into 8 Sabbats or festivals. These Sabbats honor and celebrate the cycles of nature, the ebb and flow of life, death, and rebirth. Each Sabbat in the Wheel of the Year holds its unique energy and significance, reflecting the ever-changing cycles of nature and life. Each Sabbat is an opportunity for celebration, reflection, and gratitude, and what better way to honor them than with a feast? Here's some meal ideas. Marking the beginning of spring, Imbolg is a time of renewal. Dishes might include early spring greens, dairy products, and seeds symbolizing potential and growth. Start off with a creamy leek and potato soup. The main dish could be herb-crusted lamb chops with roasted root vegetables. Dessert, poppy seed and lemon cake. A drink to serve might be warm milk infused with honey and a touch of cinnamon. For Ostara, the spring equinox, balance and new beginning is the focus. Start off with spring greens salad with edible flowers and a honey mustard vinaigrette. A main dish could be quiche with asparagus, young green beans, and feta cheese. A dessert might be carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, and something to drink would be freshly squeezed orange and strawberry juice. For Beltane, we have a focus on fire and fertility. For a starter, we might have strawberry and spinach salad with balsamic reduction. For a main, we may have a grilled honey glazed salmon with a side of sauteed green beans and almonds. A dessert, chocolate fondue with an assortment of fruits, and for a special drink, rose petals and hibiscus iced tea. Litha, or the summer solstice, marks the longest day and the shortest night of the year. It's a time of joy, abundance, and celebrating the sun at its peak. The earth is lush with growth, and there's a sense of magic in the warm summer air. Foods that are in abundance during this time, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, are often enjoyed. A starter might be chilled cucumber and dill soup. A main could be lemon and herb grilled chicken with a summer vegetable medley. Dessert might be a berry tart with a golden crust, and something special to drink would be a sun tea brewed with chamomile and mint. Lammas, or Lughnasadh, is the first of the 3 harvest festivals. It's a time to give thanks for the first grains and breads of the season, symbolizing the cycle of growth and harvest. Traditionally, it's a time for feasting on the first fruits of the season and freshly baked bread. A good starter might be freshly baked bread with herbed olive oil for dipping. A main might be roasted barley and vegetable stew. A good dessert could be peach and apricot cobbler, and a fancy drink might be barley water with a touch of lemon. Mannun, or the autumn equinox, marks the balance of day and night, similar to Ostara, but the energy shifts as we move towards the darker half of the year. It's a time of reflection, gratitude, and honoring the balance in nature and within ourselves. The second harvest is gathered, and dishes made of apples, pumpkins, and root vegetables are common. A starter could be butternut squash and apple soup. A good main would be stuffed bell peppers with a mix of grains, mushrooms, and autumn herbs. Dessert could be apple and walnut pie, and a drink might be warm apple cider spiced with cinnamon and cloves. Samhain marks the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the winter. It's often considered the witch's new year. The veil between the worlds is believed to be thinnest, making it a potent time for divination, honoring ancestors, and remembering the deceased. Traditional foods include apples, nuts, and meats preserved for the winter. A starter could be roasted pumpkin and garlic soup. A main could be beef and root vegetable stew, slow cooked and rich. Dessert could be pomegranate and dark chocolate mousse. A drink, mulled wine with star anise and orange slices. Yule marks the shortest day and the longest night of the year. It celebrates the rebirth of the sun and the promise of the light returning. A good starter might be creamy mushroom soup. A main could be herb roasted turkey with cranberry sauce and a side of Brussels sprouts sautéed with chestnuts. A good dessert might be Yule log cake or bûche de Noël. A good drink might be spiced hot chocolate topped with whipped cream and a sprinkle of nutmeg. Each of these meals is designed to resonate with the energies and themes of the corresponding Sabbath, utilizing seasonal ingredients to celebrate the wheel of the year. Enjoy crafting these dishes and infusing them with your intentions and magic. As we've journeyed through these realms of kitchen witchery, from its fascinating history to the sacred rituals of cooking, one thing becomes perfectly understandable. This is a practice deeply rooted in magic, intention, and connection. At its foundations, kitchen witchery completely goes beyond the act of merely preparing meals. It's all about transforming the kitchen into a sacred space, a temple where the dance of the elements and the energies of ingredients come alive. Every chop, every simmer, every stir becomes a ritual, a spell, a prayer. What makes a regular meal different from a magical one is the intention behind it and the magic poured into it. Whether it's a soup brewed for healing, a bread baked for prosperity, or a tea infused with love, as mentioned earlier, it's the energy and purpose that the kitchen witch pours into their creations that infuse them with magic. Kitchen witchery is in many ways a celebration of the earth and her bounties. It's about honoring the rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of the moon, and the gifts of the land. It's a path that fosters a deep connection with nature, reminding us of the sacredness of the food we eat and the earth from which it comes. The dishes created by a kitchen witch are not just meant to feed and nourish your hungry minions. They are recipes designed to fulfill the body, soothe the mind, and uplift the soul. They carry the energies of love, protection, healing, and abundance, or what have you, making every meal a magical journey and experience. This particular craft is an amazing blend of the mundane and the magical. It's about finding the divine in the everyday, recognizing the magic in what is usually considered the same old, and celebrating the sacredness richness of life in all of its flavors. Whether you've been practicing for decades or someone who just began to explore this path, remember that the heart of kitchen witchery lies in the mystical, intention, and gratitude. So the next time you step into your kitchen, know that you're not just cooking, you're crafting magic. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Witch in the Working. Are you a kitchen witch? Do you have any amazing recipes you can share? Let us all know down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to ring that little bell to be reminded of wonderful and exciting future episodes to come. I love you guys and gals. Blessed be.